call, you may signal the operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand over the call to Mr. Yogesh Joshi, the Head Investor Relation Officer, BSE Ltd. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Hello everyone, and welcome to BSE's earnings call to discuss Q2 FY20 results. This is Yogesh, Head Investor Relations. Joining us today on this earnings call is BSE's leadership team consisting of Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan, Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Nayan Mehta, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Samir Patil, Chief Business Officer. Do note that the conference is being recorded and a transcript of the same will be available on our website. The financial results and investor presentations are also available on our website. I would now request Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan to give a brief overview of the company's performance followed by a question and answer session. Please note that BSE does not provide any specific revenue or earnings guidance. Anything said on this call will reflect BSE's outlook for the future, or which could be construed as a forward-looking statement, must be reviewed in conjunction with the risk that the company faces. With that, I would like to turn the call over to Mr. Ashish Kumar Chauhan.
Thank you, Yogesh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you, wherever you are. Let me start with providing you with certain updates on our business and operations. Interoperability among clearing corporations went operational in this quarter, starting with equity segment on 15 July, equity derivative segment on 29 July, and currency derivative segment on 5th August. Interoperability amongst clearing corporations facilitates efficient order execution by enabling any order to be executed at more than one exchange and thus reduces slippages in execution without the need to maintain margins at multiple clearing corporations. As more and more members of the investment community start insisting on best price execution across exchanges, from their trading members, a positive impact on the liquidity and turnover of the equity and equity derivative segment is possible over next few quarters. Over the last 2 months, equity derivatives business has been in focus, leading to about 70 trading members trading in Sensex futures and average daily traded volume. In Sensex futures, contracts in the month of September 19 and October 19 has been 16.5 crore and 71.7 crore respectively. The said volumes have been achieved without spend on liquidity enhancement scheme. The company proposes to further increase liquidity in equity derivatives business through its liquidity enhancement scheme. BSE set up a joint venture with EBIX named BSE EBIX Insurance Broking Private Limited for conducting insurance broking business, where BSE holds equity stake 40% through its subsidiary BSE Investment Limited. We are also glad to inform you that BSE EBIX has recently received an in-principle approval for certificate of registration to act as a direct insurance broker under the IRDAI Regulations 2018. The venture, branded as BSE EBIX Insurance Broking Private Limited, will enable distribution outlets, wealth management advisors, point of sales to sell life and non-life insurance products. The actual insurance distribution of BSE EBIX will commence after receipt of certificate of license from IRDAI. BSE will be owning 40% in this venture. During the quarter ended 30th September 2019, ICICI Bank has joined India International Exchange and India International Clearing Corporation, both subsidiaries of BSE, as a strategic investor through preferential issue of equity shares amounting to 7.71% and 9.90% of their respective enhanced equity capital of India Annex and India ICC. On 17 September 2019, state-owned Power Finance Corporation listed its global notes on India Annex Global Securities Market. BSE launched issuance of $300 million worth bonds at 3.25% due in 2024 and $450 million at 3.9% due 2029 under $5 billion Global Medium-Term Note Program. As on 30th September 2019, India Index's Global Security Market cumulatively established MTN amounting to more than 44.5 billion and quarter listed debt securities including masala bonds and green bonds amounting to more than 17.62 billion US dollar. About 25% of Indian issues of debt securities in the international markets are listed on India Annex's Global Securities Market. Several large Indian corporate entities, public sector units, bank and financial institutions like Export-Import Bank of India, Housing and Urban Development Corporation, National Highway Authority of India, National Thermal Power Corporation, Rural Electrification Corporation, State Bank of India, IndusInd Bank, etc. have established MTNs and or listed debt securities on the global securities markets of India Annex. Average daily turnover of India Annex the BSE subsidiary GIFT City, Gandhinagar, witnessed a growth of 231% to $2.08 billion for the half year ended 30th September 2019 from $630 million for the half year ended 30th September 2018. Turnover comprises of significant contribution by equity derivatives segment as well as commodity derivatives segment. Equity derivatives contributed to 91% of the average daily turnover, and the commodity derivatives segment contributed to the balance 9% of average daily turnover for the half year ended 30th September. India Annex witnessed an all-time high turnover of $4.9 billion on its derivative segment on July 25, 2019. It achieved a major milestone on 7th October, when its cumulative total trading turnover crossed $500 billion mark, driven by a substantial jump in its trading volume, which increased to over 37.15 million contracts. India Annex's market share for the half year ended 30 September was 87%. BSE's International Stock Exchange India Annex at Gandhinagar GIFT City in Gujarat achieved a major milestone on 7th October when it cumulative total trading turnover crossed 500 billion mark. India ICC is a qualified central counterparty and recognized as a third country central counterparty by the European Securities and Market Authority (ESMA). It provides clearing and settlement and risk management services to India Annex. CARE Ratings has reaffirmed the rating of CARE AAA to the India International Clearing Corporation for the third consecutive year. A statement on development regulatory policy dated October 4, 2019, RBI policy documents. RBI accepted recommendation of task force on offshore rupee markets for allowing rupee derivatives to be traded in international finance service centers. The direction for implementing the above recommendation will be issued in consultation with government and other regulators. India Annex Global Access IFSC Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of India Annex, provides trading connected to global exchanges, namely London Metal Exchange, ICE Futures, US ICE Futures Europe, Eurex, Euronext, MD, etc., in addition to CME Group of Exchanges, CME, CBOT, COMEX, NYMEX. BSE continues to upgrade and grow its Star MF platform. This platform has been consistently outperforming with the number of orders, new registration, and FIPs. As of August 30, 2019, over 54,000 IFA members can use the platform to efficiently and effectively address their customers' requirements. The exchange launched BSE Star MF app, a mobile app, in May in order to enable mutual fund distribution process. Transactions on the go in a span of 3 months. The app processed 42,000 transactions. I'm delighted to report that today the BSE mobile app completed 100,000 transactions till now. With no paperwork and the ease of doing business on a smartphone, BSE MF platform has become a one-stop shop for investment in various mutual fund schemes. The platform processed a record 8.56 lakh transactions on a single day on 13th August 2019, surpassing the previous best of 7.62 lakhs transactions on 10th June. As you may be aware, that the segment enables investors across India to invest and redeem their investment in mutual fund through intermediaries on a fully automated electronic platform. While the intermediaries earn their fees, commission for their services, the mutual funds pay BSE for processing the transactions. The daily number of orders received on this platform in the half year ended 30th September has increased by 60% to 250 lakh as compared to 156 lakhs in corresponding previous half year. Platform received a record 46.6 lakh orders in the month of October 2019, surpassing the previous best record of 43.44 lakh in the month of July 2019. The number of registered mutual fund distributors in the mutual fund segment increased by 79% to 27,759 as on 30th September as compared to 15,472 as on 30th September 2018. This network is over and above BSE's 1,400 members, backed by over 2 lakh authorized representatives covering length and breadth of the country. The total number of ACT seats registered under this segment increased by 27% to 10.42 lakh for the half year ended 30th September from 8.21 lakhs for the half year ended 30th September 2018. The total value of orders processed in the mutual fund segment increased by 38% to 1,03,865 crore for the half year ended 30th September from rupees 70,283 crore for the half year ended 30th September 2018. Further, the total number of orders received in the month of September 2019 is higher by 36% as compared to the orders received in the month of September 2018. The net income earned in the Star MF segment increased by 58% to rupees 20.74 crore for the half year ended 30th September from rupees 13.1 crore for the half year ended 30th September 2018. Income earned in this segment has contributed to 11% of the revenue from operations for the half year ended 30th September as compared to 7% of the revenue from operations for the half year ended September 30th previous year. BSE's market share in this segment for the half year ended September 30 stands at 74% plus. The continuous growth in the mutual fund segment is in line with our expectations. BSE continues to pursue the strategy of appointment of distributors and optimal pricing for its services in the segment to maintain the rapid growth in business and revenues witnessed over the last few years. For the past couple of years, BSE has tied up with various associations as well as exchanges in the commodities business for growth and development of commodities derivatives in India. During the quarter ended September 30, 2019, BSE signed Memorandum of Understanding with the Steel User Federation of India, SUFI. BSE and SUFI will work towards enlisting steel futures in both long and flat segments. This will bring in stability, avoid risks, and facilitate a level playing field to one and all players. The total number of members admitted in this segment is 272. The average daily turnover in commodity derivative segment for the half year ending September 30 was 224 crore. BSE facilities trading in derivatives of gold, silver, Oman, crude oil futures, copper, guar seed, guar gum, cotton, futures, turmeric, castor seed, chana and soybean. In a short span of a year, BSE has become the dominant exchange for trading in derivatives on turmeric with a market share of 31.9%, cotton with a market share of 30% and guar seed with a market share of 26.7% for the quarter ended 30th September 2019. BSE started levying charges in commodity derivative segment with effect from October 1 at rupees 2 per crore of trade value of all commodity futures contracts. BSE SME platform has 313 companies listed on its platform as of 22nd October 2019. The number of companies listed on SME platform have grown by 17% over past 1 year from 263 companies as on 30th September 2018 to 309 companies on 30th September 2019. The total number of companies listed in BSE SME platform, 69 companies migrated to the main board as at 30th September 2019. Total market capitalization of companies listed on SME as on 30th September was rupees 18,348 crore and total funds raised was rupees 237 crore by these companies. Number of market makers registered with BSE SME as on September 30th was 128. The companies listed on SME segment have shown outstanding growth over the last 7 years. SME IPO index, which was launched on 14th December 2012 with 100 as base, has increased to 1634 as on 30th September 2019. BSE's market share in listing of companies in SME segment stood strong at 61% as on September 30, 2019. Being one of the foremost institutions of capital formation in India, BSE regularly engages with industry bodies and government to take initiatives for growth of investment in India. In July 2019, BSE signed a memorandum of understanding with the Department of Industries and Commerce, Government of Haryana, to encourage and support MSME in raising capital gain visibility and credibility vis-a-vis large corporates. In October 2019, BSE in association with FICCI organized a brainstorming session to identify the gaps in the existing policies and make suggestions for robust policies besides promoting Udyam Sathi and Udyam Sakhi initiative to foster the MSME sector. BSE launched platform for electronic book mechanism, BSE Bond, on July 1, 2016. This platform facilitates issuance of debt securities on private placement basis. Issues in this segment include renowned corporates from public sector as well as private sector in India. In the quarter ended 30 September, BSE Bond platform grew by 39% to 74,945 crore as compared to 53,822 crore for the corresponding quarter in the previous year. BSE along with PTC India and ICICI Bank filed a petition with Power Market Regulator CERC on September 7, 2018 for grant of license for setting up a new power exchange. The CERC approval is awaited. This proposed institutional exchange, subject to necessary regulatory approvals, will leverage on the experience and expertise of its stakeholders in the fields. Knowledge of the power sector, funding of power projects in a shared infrastructure, setting up and running various exchange platforms in India, and offer the market participants a credible power trading platform. BSE currently has a stake of 41% as of 30th September 2019. In the proposed power exchange, through its wholly owned subsidiary, BSE Investment, the same stake will be brought down 25% post receipt of grant of license by adding more shareholders, and there will not be any sale of shares. With respect to listing of securities, the number of companies listed with equity capital on BSE are 4,064 as on 1st November 2019, which are also available for trading. BSE has the highest number of companies listed on any exchange around the globe. Market capitalization of companies listed on BSE is about rupees 154 lakh crore. The total number of investors registered on BSE exceed 4.13 crore. BSE has been undertaking calibrated increase in listing fees over the last few years to make the same comparable to the change led by competitive exchanges, as well as to cover increasing cost of compliance. With effect on 1st April 2019, BSE has increased its annual listing fees charged to exclusively listed companies by rupees 50,000 in the listed capital is up to rupees 100 crores, and by rupees 25,000 in case the listed capital is between rupees 100 crores and 200 crores. BSE became India's first ever stock exchange to get certified with International Standard for Business Continuity Management System ISO 22301 2012 BCMS. BSE has been accredited with ISO 22301 2012 certification for business continuity management standard. In July 2019, BSE signed a memorandum of understanding with Shanghai Stock Exchange India to support the development of small and medium enterprises, dual listing, development of fixed income market, development of joint trading platform for offshore R&D products, experience sharing, and cooperation IT systems. This quarter also saw the first two companies to get listed on BSE startup platform. Alpha Logic Taxis Limited and Transpac Enterprises Limited became the first companies to get listed on the BSE startup on September 5, 2019. On December 20, 2018, BSE became the first stock exchange to get the approval from SEBI and launch startup platform. As informed to you in our previous quarter call, BSE is undertaking buyback of 67.65 lakhs fully paid up equity shares of rupees 2 each at rupees 680 per equity share through tender offer route. The buyback commenced on 30th August 2019 and was closed on 16th September 2019. The total amount of buyback was rupees 460 crore. Post buyback, the total paid up equity capital of the company has reduced by 13% to 900 lakh, and the number of shares issued has reduced from 52.569 lakhs to 4.58 crore, 4,297. Consolidated and standalone net worth of BSE stands at rupees 2,400 crore and rupees 2,065 crore as on 30th September 2019 respectively. On a consolidation basis, the total revenue for the half year ended 30th September is lower by 1% to rupees 325.55 crore as compared to 328.25 crore in half year ended 30th September 2018. Profit before tax and exceptional limit items for the half year ended 30th September is lower by 29% to 68.5 crore as compared to 96.35 crore in half year ended 30th September 2018. The net profit for half year ended 30th September is lower by 20% to rupees 77.59 crore compared to 97.35 crore in half year ended 30th September 2018. Decrease in net profit during the first half ended 30th September is mainly attributable to a decrease in revenue growth from operations by 4% to rupees 221 crore, decrease in other income by 40% to rupees 10.50 crores, and increase in operating expenses by 11% to 1.26 crore, offset with increase in investment income by 16% to 94.19 crore, decrease in taxes by 69% to rupees 5.3 crore, 5.23 crore. The operational revenues, the total revenue has been reduced at 68% for the half year ended 30th September 2019 as compared to 70% for the half year ended 30th September 2018. On a standalone basis, the total revenue for the half year ended 30th September 2019 is lower by 4% to rupees 286.68 crore as compared to 98.62 crore in half year ended 30th September 2018. Decrease in total revenue during the last year and September 30, 2019 is mainly attributable to decrease in 6.8 crore, offset with increase in investment income by 3.5 crore. The ratio of operational revenues to the total revenue has been constant. It stands at 65% for the half year ended 30th September 2019 as compared to half year ended 30th September 2018. As on 30th September 2019, the total balance line insurance guarantee fund maintained by our KA Corporation is rupees 408 crore. It may also be noted that BSE had made a provision of 50% towards investment made in secured debenture of ILFS in previous year. Considering the unlikelihood of receiving any redemption amount in future, a further provision of rupees 2.68 crore has been made in the financial for period ending 30th September 2019. With this overview, let me welcome you once again and invite all of you question and answer. Thank you.
Shall we open the line for questions?
Yes, please.
At this time, participants, if you wish to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your name to be announced. Once again, participants, if you wish to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your name to be announced. First question comes from Mr. Neeraj Thamteter, individual investor. Your line has been unmuted.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. Thanks for opportunity. Why there is a sharp jump in?
Neeraj, one second. Neeraj, your voice is echoing. Can you do something about it?
Yeah, wait. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir. Why there is a sharp jump in administrative and other expense at standalone level?
See, in standalone expenses, there are quite a few items which are one-time in nature this period. Particularly being the provision which we mentioned with respect to our investment in ILFS, that is around 2.6 crores. Then in mutual fund segment, we have made a provision with respect to receivables that is amounting to 3 crores. So those are the two main areas because of which this jump is there. Rest all things are mainly pertaining to certain marketing initiatives which we have undertaken from the mutual fund as well as commodity segment. And normal cost increases are, and then we have got also contribution to CSR which was not there last year. This time our auditors recommended that we should provide the same on the accrual basis for the full year. So for 6 months period, we have provided 1 crore for that also. So these are the main reasons for which our admin expenses have gone up.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
How much are recurring?
Wait, this all, see, the point is like this that out of that 11.87 crores, more than 9 crores, these are the extraordinary type of expenses. And the remaining is basically with respect to normal depreciation which would increase. And then certain receivables on the side with respect to listing fees. So those are the normal expenses which have increased.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, your voice is going
hello. From next quarter, it will be 33 crore. That's why I'm assuming.
No. See, the point is that the extraordinary part will go, and if you remove the extraordinary part of 7-8 crores, 2-3 crores will still continue.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neeraj. Once again, participants, if you wish to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your name to be announced. Next question comes from Mr. Vikas Kasturi. Your line has been unmuted. Individual investor.
Hello, sir. I had a question. See, I use your website almost on a daily basis, And since you're making so many investments in technology, would you also consider, giving a facelift to your website and make it easy to search through all the filings, etc.?
Yeah, sure.
All right. And sir, the investor presentation on NSE is not available, sir.
So we have just uploaded because our board meeting got over just a few minutes before our call.
Yeah.
So the first we have to update the exchanges, and now our team would have uploaded it by now. If you can also on BSE, also on BSE website.
Yeah, the link is there, but there is no presentation, sir.
We will getting it checked right away.
Right. Thank you, sir. That's it from my side.
Thank you, Vikas. Once again, participants, if you wish to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your name to be announced. Next, we have Mr. Kishore Sunekar. Your line has been unmuted. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Kishore Sonekar. When we can expect the power exchange license?
Basically, we have applied to CERC. They had put in certain conditions which broadly we have fulfilled. So we are going to file the new sort of undertaking sometime this month. And so hopefully if we get all the hearings and everything done in next 1 or 2 months, probably the license may be there in that period. But again, it's dependent on the regulator in case they want to put in some additional conditions which we need to fulfill further.
Okay. And one more question was that year on year our revenue is going down. So we have any plans to how to improve this revenue growth?
Basically, if you look at, although the total revenues have been going down, certain businesses like mutual funds are doing well, and certain businesses like securities, that is the stock trading, has not done well because markets were bad. Our basically 2 large areas where we have had difficulty in the last 2-3 years. One of them is small stocks. Small stocks used to be the mainstay of BSE's transaction charges. Their values went down by almost 80% on average because of a variety of reasons, including mutual funds not able to invest in many of them due to the new SEBI regulations last year. But effectively, if the markets do pick up going forward, then you will see much larger impact on our revenues coming out of the transaction charges for small stocks going forward. In 2016-17, if I recall, almost 50% of our transaction charges were coming from small stocks. Today, they would be less than 10% of the securities transaction charges. So that kind of impact there has been. The second part is basically IPOs. IPOs, BSE is much larger than other exchanges, and that also used to give us in a good year almost 50 to 70 crore revenues. Last couple of years, the revenues have dried up on the IPO because IPOs have not come. And similarly, there have been also lesser number of corporate restructuring or rights issuing and also where BSE earns a little bit. So effectively, these 3 things which are basically market dependent. If markets does well, especially for small stocks and IPO, BSE will do well in those areas. In the meantime, BSE has also developed mutual funds business, which is doing well. BSE is also now in the process of developing commodities business, where in some areas BSE has got some ground over last few months. And also BSE has put in place the India International Exchange, where currently we are making losses. But in case larger business starts coming in there, we may have some revenues coming on a consolidated basis from there also. So overall, this is where BSE continues to work. Most of it, in a way, is market dependent, but we will continue to develop newer areas with very low cost of investment so that the new revenues which come up is actually accretive on top and bottom line.
Okay, and now this buyback has happened. This dividend distribution is there? This is every quarter we will be distributing, or now it is some quarters it is there and it is not there. Why don't we distribute evenly for all quarters? Because our dividend is nearly about 5 to 6%. So I was thinking that it will be better if it is distributed every quarter.
Usually companies do it once in a year, most times, and sometimes twice a year. We'll probably go with once in a quarter, once in a year only kind of situation going forward.
Okay. Presently we are distributing twice, I think, no?
Please come again.
Presently, last year we distributed thrice, I think. Thrice we did it.
Yeah, last time we distributed twice. But as MD said, that going forward, we are planning for once in a year.
Okay. That's all from us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Mr. Neeraj Kampeter, individual investor. Your line has been unmuted.
Hello. Neeraj, I think only your voice is echoing. Can you do something about it?
Sir, I have 3 questions. Hello?
Yeah.
Sir, when INX will achieve the break-even, and what is the current loss from INX? My third question related to cash market. Which are the steps BSE is taking to increase the equity turnover in cash market?
So basically, INX.
One second. Sorry for interruption. Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Neeraj, you can mute your line so that you can hear the answer which you are giving.
INX trades around $2 billion a day. Sometimes it also does $3 to $4 billion a day. Currently, we are not charging because competition is also not charging. And the government and RBI are in the process of giving approval to US dollar Indian rupee transactions there going forward in terms of futures and options. So as and when it comes forward, we see some more volumes, but we do not have yet an idea of when INX will break even. In terms of the current losses for the half year is around 17.21 crore rupees for India International Exchange and India International Clearing Corporation Limited. For improving the equities market volume at BSE, BSE basically continues to have a lot of investor awareness seminars and also broker meetings to ensure that the brokers end up passing orders to BSE instead of other exchanges. And also BSE continues to create better softwares, better clearing related activities and so on and so forth. And so those are the efforts which continue. Almost 4,800 investor awareness seminars are done every year, in addition to several hundreds of stockbroker meetings and so on and so forth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neeraj. Next question comes from Mr. Amit Chandra, HDFC Securities. Your line has been unmuted.
Yeah, hello, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So my question is related to the license we have got for the insurance distribution. So what kind of investments are required here, and by when can we see some traction in this space? And also, how will be the revenue model placed here?
So basically, we will have 40% equity stake, and the total capital currently planned is 25 crores. So our investment is 10 crore rupees. We think we should be able to go live in next 2 months. In this business, the license we have got allows us only to deal with the individuals as agents, not as sub brokers to our distributor platform. And these are going to be a distributor platform, not an exchange platform. It will have many insurance companies giving their products, which are approved by IRDA for this particular type of platform called POS platform. The other side will have literally thousands of agents selling those things. We will also have the ability to train them on online basis. We have tested most of the software. We have around 10 companies tied up, tested their technology with us, 5 in life, 4 in general, and 1 in health. Eventually, we'll have pretty much every company who is desirous of selling their products through this kind of platform, what we call physical platform. It's not purely digital, not purely physical, but a mix of both. And we think over the next 2 months, if everything also goes all right and we get license, we would be ready to go live, because we have actually been testing this technology for more than a year now.
Okay. So is it something similar to a policy bazaar kind of an arrangement, or are we looking to get commissions from the insurance players, or it will be a transaction-based model similar to the BSE Star MF platform?
No, it's the second one you said. It's basically distribution platform. Okay. It is going to be able to conclude the sale, which doesn't happen in policy bazaar.
Okay.
Right. And this will also do post conclusion activity, including advising customers and also helping them in claim processing in case required. This is a much more detailed, much more involved platform compared to just giving them some comparisons.
Okay, so here we will not get any commissions from the insurance companies for selling their products.
Yes, no, we will get that. That's why it's a distribution broker kind of a model. Okay. And then we will pass on some of that to our sub-brokers or sub-agents.
Okay. And sir, on the investment and on the market share that we have on the commodity side of the business. So it's been a year almost when we have launched the commodity trading, and in the last 1 year we have not seen any substantial increase in the commodity market share, whereas the competition has scaled up the volumes pretty well. So how do you see it, and will the investments here will continue, or we have some different strategy here?
No, our investments will continue, and our hard work will continue. In the last 1 year also, you have seen 3 mid or last phase candles in castor seed, in gold, and in cotton. None of them happened on BSE, right? Okay. So you might be able to also check, and similarly in few other areas, we are a little more conservative than most other exchanges, and will probably continue to remain players who want to have more trust than anything else, because in the long run, this is a business of trust, and if people keep on losing money, then they may not come. Similarly, the volumes, as you mentioned, are only in gold and crude, where there was a rally at certain point in gold for some time. And so I don't know whether that will remain for infinity or not, but it remains to be seen. We will continue to work hard on those areas also. We have a Brent crude contract in the pipeline where we have tied up with ICE. We are also tying up with one more Chinese exchange for other gold kind of commodity, and so on and so forth. But we think this is a business where people trust us more, and we'll continue to invest our efforts into that. In terms of the marginal cost, there is no marginal cost, because everything has been now settled. Last 1 year has gone in developing, sort of telling the software vendors to develop softwares for the BSE commodities, or for that matter, other commodity, new commodity exchanges. And so it's a little bit of chicken and egg. Vendors are reluctant. They want a lot of money, and so on and so forth. But slowly and steadily, people are accepting BSE. In Guar seed, Guar come, we have got very good market share. In cotton, we have started getting good traction. I was with Cotton Association of India on La Pacham Day at their office. Similarly, in turmeric, we are pretty much becoming the large market. So there is some what I call interesting development that is happening, and many associations are coming on their own to join hands with us, which is what I call a vote of confidence in us, like SUFI, Steel Users Federation and all. And that's what we'll continue to be a little more conservative on not changing regulations on runtime basis, not allowing many defaults, and hope that the markets appreciate not losing money going forward.
Okay, sir. And sir, on the LES investments that it's currently ongoing. So till when we can see this LES investment, the liquid enhancement scheme investments going to be there. So it's around 4 crore quarterly, right?